I tell you what, if I'm in a fight though, and my teammates stand behind me and do this, come on, man. We can't be doing.
Just days ago, Draymond Green took a slick shot at Jordan Poole, clowning him for not stepping in to back up Jose Alvarado during his on-court blow-up with Mark Williams. On the surface, it sounded casual, almost playful, but the tone was sharp and deliberate. And once the clip started circulating, the message was impossible to miss. After absorbing one jab too many, Poole finally snapped and fired back, going straight at Draymond on Instagram Live. There were no edits, no filters, and no PR cleanup, just raw tension and real-time receipts spilling out in front of thousands of fans. It was awkward, uncomfortable, and completely unexpected. The kind of moment that instantly turned private friction into a public spectacle.
Fight though, and my teammates stand behind me and do this, come on, man. We can't be doing that. David West used to always tell us, man, if something go on the court, you go over there because you don't know what's going to happen. I ain't saying you got to go over there and fight, but you at least got to go stand because you don't know what's going to happen. What if those five guys jump on your one teammate and you stay over there? Then what? You just going to not help then? So David West used to always tell us, man, if your teammate get into it, go over there. I have to teeter that line a little bit because I've been involved in a lot. And so when I hit in the mix, it don't always go that way. So I have to teeter that line and but you got to go.
This wasn't just another NBA clip going viral for cheap laughs. It was the spark that reignited a feud that never truly cooled off. Some rivalries in the league flare up quickly and fade within a season, but others run much deeper, built on betrayal, bruised egos, and broken trust. Those don't disappear. They wait, then resurface when the timing is right. Once again, the NBA world found itself locked in on the long-running tension between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. The drama picked back up when Draymond used his podcast, The Draymond Green Show, to take what many saw as a calculated shot at his former Golden State Warriors teammate. Given the timing, the wording, and their history, the message was impossible to ignore. Social media erupted instantly, with fans replaying the clip, slowing it down, dissecting every word, and debating what Draymond really meant. That reaction didn't come out of nowhere, because the moment he was referencing was already burned into NBA memory. It all traces back to December 27, 2025, during a game between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns. The Suns won 140-123, but the score quickly became irrelevant once chaos broke out in the third quarter. Pelicans guard Jose Alvarado and Suns center Mark Williams got tangled up after a foul, and things escalated fast. Words turned into shoves, shoves turned into swings, and suddenly punches were flying in full view of the crowd. The moment that stunned everyone came when Alvarado, just 6 feet tall, landed a clean uppercut on the 7'1" Williams. The size difference made the hit shocking and instantly viral. Both players were ejected, Alvarado received a 2-game suspension, Williams got 1, and the league moved on. But the internet didn't. What kept the controversy alive was who was standing just feet away during the entire scuffle: Jordan Poole. Viral clips showed Poole frozen in place, eyes wide, hands down, not stepping in to separate anyone or even moving forward. Fans quickly labeled it a deer in the headlights moment, and those few seconds were replayed millions of times across every platform. That image became the fuel behind Draymond's comments and the reason this rivalry, once again, exploded back into the spotlight.
Crisis that we've ever had since I've been coach here. It's really serious stuff.
And I would say probably by February, I started to feel like myself again and speak more. But guess what? There was 5 months of a season where slippage has just been occurring. And by February, if that slippage has been going on that long, you are who you are. At that point, you've built those habits. You've built bad habits. That is who you are now.
You could have did it in a different way.
So you have to be a little more patient. You have to be a little more, you got to be the big homie. So some of that you have to take. Some of that you have to take. Some of that you have to pull a dude to the side and have a one-on-one and get a lot more from that, I've found, versus doing it in front of everybody.
Are you still playing if that stuff with Jordan Poole didn't happen early in the season?
I absolutely think so, because I still think the fact of the matter is it's going to be hard. I don't really think anyone could beat us.
Draymond Green didn't waste any time addressing the situation on his podcast. He broke down the moment without ever saying Jordan Poole's name, but everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. The clip played, the comments landed, and the message came through loud and clear despite never being direct. Fans immediately picked up on the irony. Draymond, of all people, criticizing someone else's behavior during a physical altercation didn't sit well with a lot of viewers. Given his own history, especially what happened between him and Poole, the online reaction was ruthless. Twitter lit up with jokes, sarcasm, and side-eye reactions. Some fans joked that Poole was probably flashing back to his own experience and wisely staying out of trouble, while others called Draymond petty, saying he knew exactly what he was doing by reopening old wounds. The timing only made things worse. Just weeks earlier, Draymond had publicly admitted that what happened between him and Poole was one of the biggest failures of his career as a veteran leader. So turning around and seemingly mocking Poole's reaction struck many people as hypocritical and deliberately provocative. That's why this moment hit harder than a simple podcast comment. This wasn't really about a fight or a freeze-frame reaction in one random game. It was about unresolved tension, old scars, and a relationship that never truly healed. To understand why this blew up the way it did, you have to rewind even further. What we're seeing now is just the latest chapter in a story that's been building for years. This didn't start in December 2025. What's playing out now is the eruption of long-standing tension, quiet resentment, and unresolved betrayal that began during what should have been the best stretch of their careers together. A lot of people forget that there was a time when Draymond Green and Jordan Poole genuinely respected each other. This wasn't fake locker room talk or media fluff, it was real trust. Their connection was once a key piece of what made the Golden State Warriors work. When Poole entered the league as a first-round pick in 2019, he made a small but meaningful choice. He picked a locker right next to Draymond Green's. That wasn't random. It was a young rookie deliberately placing himself beside the loudest, most demanding veteran on the team because he wanted to learn the hard way. Surrounded by champions, Poole still chose Draymond as the voice he wanted guiding him, which showed real respect for Draymond's leadership, edge, and championship.
There's obviously been, much conversation about Draymond, going back to obviously the preseason incident. Even post-season, they were pretty adamant that they felt like it really impacted what went on last season. What is your just general perspective on how much of an impact the Draymond punch had on last season, and how is it left now with him and them?
Yeah, we're in Washington now, and I will say, kind of got thrusted into a vet role before I was ready to handle it, before I knew what it took to handle it, and I felt miserable. I felt miserably. One of my biggest failures as a vet was what happened with Jordan. And it took me to go through that failure with Jordan Poole, who was someone that came in and chose his locker to be next to me because he wanted to. Was someone that I would spend time with, that I would pour into, and I f***ed it all off. And I haven't felt like that miserably at anything, at most things in my life. And so that was one of my biggest failures.
They became dangerous together. Analysts started pointing out their two-man game, especially in pick-and-roll situations, where Draymond created space and Poole punished defenses with speed and confidence. This wasn't hype or flashy talk, it was real production. They even developed a playful rivalry that added to the team's chemistry. Poole came from the University of Michigan, while Draymond was a proud Michigan State Spartan, and that contrast became part of their dynamic. On his podcast in April 2022, Draymond joked that Poole went to the school down the highway from Michigan State and said he absolutely hated him. It wasn't bitterness, it was locker room banter between teammates who were comfortable with each other. That kind of talk only happens when trust is solid, and it showed how natural their bond had become. That connection mattered. During the Warriors' 2022 championship run, Poole broke out as a legitimate scoring threat, averaging 18.5 points per game in the regular season. He often shined alongside Draymond, feeding off his screens, his passes, and his energy. That stretch felt like real brotherhood, the kind that fuels championship teams. For a moment, the future looked wide open. Poole was ascending, Draymond was still the emotional engine of the team, and the franchise appeared firmly on track.
Then October 2022 arrived, and everything collapsed almost instantly. During a preseason practice, Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole. The video leaked, spread everywhere, and changed everything overnight. What should have remained private turned into a public spectacle, and the damage couldn't be undone. That moment wasn't just physical, it shattered trust. Poole didn't just lose a teammate, he lost the mentor he believed in. Steve Kerr later admitted that the leaked footage was even harder to deal with than the incident itself. He said it destroyed team chemistry and created a serious trust issue within the locker room. Kerr openly called it the angriest he had ever been with Draymond, saying he crossed a line and made the entire season harder for everyone. Coming from a coach who had navigated countless storms.
Really good group, really good staff. Shout out to the fans. Saw a lot of 3 jerseys out there, a lot of JP3 jerseys, which is always really cool, and always get a lot of love.
We gotta start with the tweet, bro. After the Washington Wizards game, Jordan Poole said, "I love those guys over there. I love most of those guys over there." And then you respond with a tweet that says,
I really am sorry.
"I really am sorry." Why did you respond to?
I responded because, like, it's been 3 years. Like, let's move on, Like,
Where's the love?
we moved on. Like, we're supposed to move on, man. I really am sorry.
Right.
Like, it was that statement was kind of like it was kind of like it was looking for some sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I kind of keep wanting to make me out to be the bad guy. Move on, bro. Like, it is what it is. I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have punched him. You can't call a man a B word and push him and not get hit either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I kind
That's
of
a cold word.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of sit in both of those spaces sometimes. And like, the reality is, the answer is probably somewhere in the middle, right? Like, I shouldn't have knocked him out like that. If anything, I should have hemmed him up. Kind of was just a natural reaction. So the reality is, like, I probably should have hemmed him up or something.
From that point on, everything between them carried extra weight. Every comment, every joke, and every podcast clip landed differently. That's why what we're seeing now doesn't feel random at all. It feels like the final crack in a relationship that never truly recovered. Any real chance to smooth things over slowly slipped away. Draymond Green declined repeated efforts to fully repair the situation and never truly sat down with Jordan Poole to mend what was broken. Each missed conversation widened the gap, turning silence into resentment and turning teammates into strangers. The 2022-2023 season became living proof of the damage caused by that one explosive moment. The Golden State Warriors finished 44-38 and were eliminated in the second round by the Los Angeles Lakers. The vibes were off, the chemistry looked shaky, and Poole's game reflected it. Against the Lakers, he struggled badly, averaging just 10.3 points per game on 34% shooting. In Game 4, he played only 10 minutes, went 0 for 4 from the field, and committed 2 turnovers. The confidence that once defined his breakout run looked completely drained, weighed down by tension that was never resolved. After the playoff exit, Poole was asked directly about his relationship with Draymond, and his answer said everything. He didn't rant, didn't blame, and didn't explain. He simply said, "It's just business." Honestly, that's really all it was. That line hit hard. What used to be brotherhood had been reduced to clocking in and clocking out. By July 2023, the breakup was official. The Warriors traded Jordan Poole to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Chris Paul. Just like that, Poole's 4-year run with the team that drafted him and helped him win a championship was over. During his introductory press conference in Washington, Poole was asked whether Draymond had reached out after the trade. His response wasn't words. It was silence. An awkward stare, no answer, no emotion. That pause spoke louder than any statement ever could. Not long after, Poole unfollowed Draymond on social media. It was a quiet move, but it sent a loud message. Whatever connection they once had was officially done. Even Steve Kerr admitted the timing of the trade didn't sit right with him. He felt it came abruptly, especially considering Poole's contributions to the championship run. Behind the scenes, reports made it clear the organization had chosen its side. Loyalty to the championship core mattered more, and Draymond's refusal to fully repair the relationship sealed Poole's fate. Once the punch happened, the decision was already made. Jordan Poole was the one who had to move on, carrying the fallout with him while the team pushed forward. What followed was a stretch of reflection from Draymond Green that split public opinion. Throughout 2024 and into 2025, Draymond repeatedly called the incident one of his biggest personal and professional failures. Some fans saw genuine accountability, while others saw careful reputation management. Either way, the damage was already done. Apologies came late, regrets couldn't rewind time, and the cycle kept spinning. By the time Draymond started speaking openly, Poole was already gone, rebuilding elsewhere. In an October 2024 interview with Mark J. Spears, Draymond finally opened up about how much the punch had changed him. He admitted he became far less engaged with teammates outside of basketball, and that shift wasn't accidental. According to Green, 3 things drove that distance: a heavier focus on family life, a been-there, done-that veteran mindset, and his belief that he needed to pull back because of the Jordan Poole situation. He described it as a mentality that didn't just affect him, but everyone around him. Draymond even admitted he missed the close team bonds that once fueled his competitive fire, a confession that painted a clear picture of someone finally understanding the collateral damage left behind by his actions. Just when it seemed like the story was settling, January 2025 brought everything roaring back. On January 18, 2025, Jordan Poole returned to Chase Center wearing a Washington Wizards jersey, and he made sure nobody forgot him. Poole dropped an electric 38 points, just one shy of his career high, shooting 12 of 25 from the field and a deadly 8 of 15 from 3. It felt personal, controlled, and intentional. Even though the Warriors still pulled out a 122-114 win, the night clearly belonged to Poole. In his post-game interview, Poole was asked how it felt to face his former teammates, and his response instantly sent shockwaves through the league. "I love most of those guys," he said. That single word, most, did all the damage. Fans immediately caught it. Analysts froze the clip, and social media erupted. The message was obvious without being spoken. There was someone on that roster he didn't